Water and village tank. Most villages have tanks for water resources. This water is mainly used for agriculture and drinking and other purposes. Here Venkat says about his village tank Yatanavanka Cheruvu. This tank was constructed by our villagers. Earlier this was a small pond. During rainy season, the rainwater is collected and stored in the tank. This tank helps us in irrigation the large area of land. It is the source of drinking water to the cattle. The tank is holy to all of us. The construction of a tank is a collective program. First, the villagers identify the source of flood water and a low laying area for the construction of a tank. They dig the tank and construct tank bunds with mud and stone for storage. Then they dig the canals from the regions where the water is flowing to the tank. Outlets from the embankment are built on both the sides. Embankment means tank bunds. You see here, some tanks are connected with other tanks with the help of canals. Water flows from one tank to another in the rainy season through the canals. Canals are dug to fill the tanks with river water also. Bukkapatnam and Dharmavaram tanks in Anantapur districts are some of the examples this type of tanks. Such tanks are found in Krishna district and East West Godavari districts also. Before digging the tank, the ground level water level was very low in our village. And the bore wells got dried up in summer. After the construction of the village tank, the water level in the ground increases and the water in the wells and bore wells also increased. Farmers get water from these bore wells for their fields. The people of the village take bath, wash their cattle, clothes, vehicles, etc. in the tanks. Some throw household wastages and dead bodies of animals into the tank. These are causes pollute the tank water. Some people do not have toilets and use tanks for their purpose. People immerse idols made with chemicals in the tank every year. Mainly in Ganesha Chaturthi, the immerse of Vinayaka idols is plaster of Paris mixed in tanks. It pollutes the water due to which the fish and the water plants die. The sewage water from the houses are let into the tank. Chemicals, effluents from factories also pollute the tank water as well as the underground water. If the water from such a tank is used for drinking, people will be prone to diseases and ill health. So, we drink safe water with the help of Safe Drinking Water Scheme. This village panchayat is responsible for the supply of pure drinking water to the people in rural areas. Overhead tanks are built under the rural water schemes. The filtered and safe water is supplied through the scheme to the houses in the village. There are certain stages involved with the purification of tank water. The first one is Water from a pond or a river is supplied into large tanks called sedimentation tanks. This the sand particles settle down into the tank. Solid particles like leaves, twigs, etc. also removed. In the second stage, water is sent to the filtration tank. The water is filtered here. Small particles are removed from the water. Next stage, the filtered water is sent to the chlorination tank. Bleaching powder is added to the water or chlorine gas also added instead of bleaching powder. This is called chlorination. This helps to kill the germs in the water. Next, chlorinated water is pumping to a big overhead tanks. Water from the overhead tanks is supplied through the water pipes through into our homes. Now you see here sorrow of the tank. The tanks dried up and have cracks in summer. What are the reasons for tanks dried up? Low rainfall and closing of water canals are the main cause for drying of tanks. Some people have occupied the river beds of the tanks and turned them into farms and built houses. So the water which have to be channelized into tank is closed. Water has stopped flowing into the tank every during rainy season. So we take management to the tank. Here you see Gurrapu Dekka and Ange grow in the tank. It is our responsibility in protecting our tanks. So the government has formed a team of farmers as water users society who are responsible for the maintenance of the tank. They remove the weeds in the tank and its canals. They take the soil deposits from tank to their field. With this, the level of the water in the tank increases.